Hi, this is Matt Thompson from Arpeggio Music, and today's tips and advice is all about breathing. The wrong way to breathe is into the top of the lungs. So if you feel your shoulders lifting, your chest rising, then what you're actually doing is you're filling the smallest part of the lungs up here with the most air. Therefore, you've got a very short distance from this part of the lungs here, from the smallest part of the lungs, into the vocal cords, so you've got more chance of causing vocal tension and also a strangulation feeling by trying to get too much air through the vocal cords. If I breathe into the base of the lungs, which is the deepest part of the lungs, down into my stomach, then what I've got is I've got a much longer distance to get to the vocal cords, and therefore I can channel the right amount of air through the vocal cords and free up my vocal register, also improve my vocal tone and to be able to sustain notes for longer. I'm just going to lower the camera and I'm going to put one hand on my stomach and I'm going to put one hand on my chest. The right way to breathe is for this hand here to stay completely still, therefore the chest to stay completely relaxed, and for this hand here to do all the movement. So the idea is when I breathe in, the stomach goes out, and when I breathe out, the stomach goes in. The reason why the stomach goes out when I breathe in is because I'm inhaling into the deepest part of my lungs, therefore I'm expanding my lung capacity, and the stomach goes out. And when I breathe out, I'm exhaling, I'm getting rid of all of that air, and the stomach should go back into its starting point. So I'm going to empty my lungs, and then I'm going to breathe in, and then I'm going to breathe out, and then I'm going to breathe in, and then I'm going to breathe out. Let me show you the wrong way to breathe so you can get used to this feeling. So the wrong way to breathe is the chest lifts, so I go, and the stomach goes in, and then when I breathe out, the stomach goes out. I'm working the wrong way. I need to be able to let this hand do all the movements. So when I breathe in, this hand does the moving, and as I'm talking to you now, you can see that this hand is slowly going back to its starting point. I'm going to breathe out the rest of the air, and then I'm going to breathe in again, and then I'm going to breathe out. If you're singing a song, then what you need to do from this point onwards is to keep this hand on your stomach at all times, because this hand will start to do some thinking for you. You'll be surprised at how you start to get used to the feeling just by this hand being placed on the stomach. Now, if you're finding it hard to get this movement, then what I suggest you do is to lie down flat on your back. Lie on your bed, put your hands on your stomach and just breathe in through your mouth normally. Just take nice deep breaths in. Don't try and breathe in unnaturally. Don't try and force the air into the lungs. So I'm going to run through a 3-tone scale, which you'll be able to find on the website if you want to download that by right-clicking and saving the targets. Then you can put it into your media player and add that into your MP3 player. The 3-tone scale that we're going to be using for this example is used with a very staccato, a very short ha, ha, ha sound. So what you need to do with the ha, ha, ha sound is to start to concentrate on using the diaphragm and using the base of the lungs to generate that sound, and you shouldn't feel anything in the throat. When I take you through this 3-tone ha, ha, ha exercise, what you need to do is put one hand on your stomach and check that you're getting the correct movement in the base of the lungs, in the stomach, and that your chest stays completely still. So I'm just going to take the camera back down again, and I'm going to do 3 has, and I'm going to breathe in between each one, and it goes like this. Ha, ha, ha. I'm going to play the 3-tone scale on the piano. You can download this scale from the website and practice getting this movement. If you find that you get lightheaded or that you get a stitch, then just stop for a couple of minutes and then start again, and eventually that lightheaded feeling will start to subside as you get used to the exercise and you build up more endurance. I'm going to start down here, and it's going to be ha, 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 just like that. Notice how the chest stays still. Ha, 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 ha. It's all about taking that breath in between. Ha, ha, ha. I'm going to go higher up the scale. As I go up the scale, because I'm singing in chest voice, I'm going to be getting louder and louder. And then once I reach my optimum chest voice note, I'm going to come back down and keep working the diaphragm throughout. So I'm going to start here. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, That might not be easy to start off with, but the more practice, that's going to get easier and easier for you. But don't give up, because you need this breathing in order to be the best singer possible. Without breathing, you won't have a voice. So keep practicing, keep checking out on the website for more videos. I'll be downloading them on a weekly basis. Start working on this breathing with everything you do, from singing songs to vocal scales and vocal exercises, and you'll find that these muscles get stronger. If you find that the muscles start to give in quite early on and that you can no longer contract and relax the abdominal muscles, then just stop and come back a couple of minutes later and try again, and eventually these muscles will become flexible so that you can get through the whole scale with great ease and very little effort. And that's what it's all about. Remember, a relaxed singer will always make the best singer.